Yo, so guys, welcome back to part 2 of 25 bizarre facts about each US state, and I really enjoyed part 1. These aren't necessarily facts about states that you kind of think, oh, that's to do with the history of the state or this kind of stuff. It's just some of these are just sort of random facts about random people who've done random things, but I still find it quite fun to see these types of videos. And yeah, people always seem to love when there's a fact about their state, because obviously where you're from, you're just proud of it kind of thing, basically. And yeah, I don't know, I just love these factual sort of videos, the ones that are just random. They don't necessarily say anything that's of I can't talk, of importance. I just malfunctioned there, but yeah, I just find them quite fun, basically. But yeah, hopefully you guys do enjoy these reactions. Let me know more things you want to see. I'd say this all the time, but I want to have more of these sort of reactions and suggestions in the videos to reactions like this, or similar to maybe of different countries or different regions or whatever. Just let me know what you want to see, basically. But let's just get into this one. Quick shout out to my Instagram, my Twitter, links in the description for those, and my Patreon. The support in there has been crazy. Said it in the last video, but the support has been ridiculous. But yeah, let's get into this one. If you're seeing the part 2 first, make sure you see the part 1 if you want to see all the states. But yeah, let's just get into this one. Let's see what this video's about. See what this video's about? I know what it's about. I always say let's see what this video's about, even though I know what it's about. I need to find a new sort of intro. Let's see what this video adds to the last one, to part 1.
First round of bizarre facts about each U.S. state. And now, we're back for round 2. That's right, in this list, we're going to wrap up going through strange little facts about each U.S. state. Ready to see what odd things the other states have been up to? I'm Mike with List 25, and here are 25 bizarre facts about each U.S. state, part 2.
This intro is so loud.
25. Montana. For 35 years, the Testicle Festival in Clinton, Montana hosted some of the wildest antics on planet Earth. Hosting weird games, tons of music, plenty of debauchery, and thousands of Rocky Mountain oysters, this wild party had people parading around town in costumes, or wearing nothing at all. Stupid sexy Flanders. However, in recent years, the festival has been canceled due to several deaths and low attendance. 24. Nebraska.
No surprise.
Believing that it was required to have a red heifer born in Jerusalem to move along the second coming of Christ, a Nebraskan farmer, along with Reverend Clyde Lott, bought and sent plane loads of these red heifers at $1,000 per heifer to the Holy Land. Unfortunately for them, all the heifers were rejected, and the apocalypse hasn't happened yet.
Oh,
23.
wow.
Nevada. Many don't realize famous stories can have unintended consequences. In this case, Area 51 and UFO sightings set off a panic and fascination for thousands around the country. Unfortunately for poor Steve Medlin, he received the brunt of it simply for living nearby. A rancher along Extraterrestrial Highway, he received tons of mail asking about Area 51. He grew so tired of it, he made the Black Mailbox, a mailbox with his name and the name Aliens for all the mail to extraterrestrials. Sadly, in 2015, the mailbox was taken down.
Oh,
22. New Hampshire. On Route 103 in Newbury, New Hampshire, a large boulder is painted in red and white with the message, "Chicken Farmer, I still love you." Some believe the rock first was painted as early as the 1970s by a boy trying to send a message to a local girl on a chicken farm. It remained unchanged for decades. When it got worn down, locals would paint it to make sure it remained intact.
Wow.
However, in 2011, someone complained about graffiti, and the city had it painted over.
What?
Sure enough, someone repainted it back on the rock, and locals have petitioned to keep it there.
What? But why? It's just a bit of history, man. Why would the city or like the council, whatever, decided it? Why would they think, actually, let's just get rid of this? It's just a little bit of fun for people, and it's got a bit of history to it. That's just like when you realise. Again, it's not a big issue. There's obviously wider issues, big important issues out there, and people could be like me, worrying about a rock with paint on it. But it's just like, let people have their fun, man. Let them just do what they got to do. Why you got to interfere with that kind of stuff? And for the Karen who was like, yeah, graffiti, sort yourself out, man. Why would you complain about
21.
that?
New Jersey. The New Jersey Pest Management Association holds a cockroach derby every presidential election to see which candidate will win. Cartoon pictures are placed on top of each cockroach's back, and they race. Of course, in 2016, Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump raced in the Derby. Clinton won.
20,
New Mexico. Upset by all the psychiatrists and psychologists used as expert witnesses in trials in New Mexico, former Senator Duncan Scott proposed an amendment on a bill requiring them to dress up like wizards, wearing long white beards and waving a wand around during testimony. The Senate passed the bill, but it was ultimately removed in the House.
19,
New
What
York.
the hell?
During Albert Einstein's autopsy in 1955, his personal physician, Henry Adams, took his brain, but more notably, his eyes. According to him, he snipped them and they came off clean as a whistle.
Wait.
After that, he placed Einstein's eyes in a safe deposit box somewhere in New York.
What?
Just let that sink in for a moment. Einstein's eyes are still out there, somewhere in a safe deposit box.
18,
Why? Was it for research or was it just to restore everything he had? Like, what? I've just got to do something quickly. I'm just going to leave this in. Literally 2 seconds. You probably noticed I was looking at my phone. That's why. No worries about that. Anyway, let's get back into this one.
North Carolina. While many languages are spoken in the U.S., there's an English dialect spoken in a couple parts of North Carolina, Hoytoiter, that most people living outside the area would be hard-pressed to understand. The region has its own pocket of unique language.
17,
North Dakota. In 2013, a very strange natural phenomenon was recorded on the Cheyenne River in North Dakota. It was a
See, I thought this was like a sort of, when something's going really fast, like a race car's going really fast, and it takes a picture of it going quick, and it sort of like blurs. I thought that was what it is, but this is literally what this is. It just looks like this. What?
large spinning circle of ice. It looked like a giant record on a turntable. Scientists explained it was the tiny bits of ice all caught up in an eddy.
16,
Hell.
Ohio. In Dublin, Ohio, a monument to an inventor of various corn species resides in perfect form. Called Cornhenge, it was commissioned by the Dublin Arts
Cornhenge.
Council and completed in 1994. It consists of 109 6-foot-tall ears of corn statues.
15,
Oklahoma.
Hell.
The only person known to get hit by space debris was Lottie Williams, a Tulsa, Oklahoma resident. In 1994, she saw a flash of light and instantly was struck by a piece of metal. NASA confirmed it was likely space debris. Fortunately, Williams was not injured. An estimated 5,400 tons of space debris has fallen to Earth over a 40-year time span. The chance of being hit by any is very, very
I
small.
can't even imagine the chances.
14,
Oregon. Near
Must be
Jacksonville,
scary as hell,
Oregon,
though.
they take big
Bro, imagine just like walking casually, yeah, you're just going to the shop or whatever, and suddenly just a bit of space debris just hits you. I guess it wasn't that big because she probably wasn't even injured, but just imagine how scary that would be. But cool at the same time, like once you realise, like, what is this? I mean, if you know your stuff and you sort of see the NASA sign or whatever, you'd be like, what? This is crazy.
Bigfoot
bro."
sightings very seriously. So much so that they built the first and only Bigfoot trap in the United States. After someone claimed to find 18-inch footprints resembling human feet, the North American Wildlife Research Team built the trap in 1974.
What?
For 6 years, they filled the trap with animal carcasses. Usually the trap was only set off by hungry bears. Occasionally the hungry hippo.
13,
Pennsylvania. From 2013 to 2014, a male cop dressed up as an Amish woman in Pulaski Township. He was apparently going undercover to catch a man exposing himself to Amish children. The Amish community was fully supportive of him so that he could potentially catch the predator. He never caught him, but as it turns out, a similar person was caught in another county for doing the same thing.
What?
12,
That's
Rhode
so
Island.
weird.
This little state experienced quite a big explosion in 1964 when a uranium recovery worker made a big mistake at Wood River Junction. Rather than adding trichloroethane to a tank of uranium-235, he added more uranium, which led to the explosion. Exposed to plenty of radiation, the worker died within 48 hours.
Wow.
11,
Not surprised.
South Carolina. On May 22, 1856, the U.S. Senate transformed into a WWE wrestling match when South Carolina Representative Preston Brooks walked up to an unsuspecting Senator Charles Sumner and beat him over the head with his cane. he beat him several times before some.
I shouldn't be saying this, but Kane, I swear Kane was literally, he's still in the WWE, isn't he? He's the Undertaker's brother or whatever. And I'm just thinking Kane turned into a WWE wrestling fight.
was carried
Fuck's
away.
sake.
Brooks walked out of the Senate chamber unrestrained and became a hero in his state. Why the violent act? Sumner was talking trash against one of Brooks's kinsmen, Andrew Butler,
Back in
10.
the boys, you got to rate
South
it.
Dakota. If you ever wanted to wrestle with another human being in a vat of mashed potatoes, now's your chance to head over to Clark, South Dakota and get in the ring.
That looks good.
That's right, mashed potato wrestling is a thing that happens. Because, why not?
9.
Mashed potato Can someone please explain what that involves? Do they just throw mashed potato at each other? It's actually there. It's literally just the contest, which is modelled in similar events in Fort Fairfield, Maine, and Clark, South Dakota, will match teams of two in a wrestling ring fashioned out of hay bales, tarps, and filled with mashed potatoes. No food is being wasted as the leftover food mixture is fed to the local cattle. Pitiful, man. Why are people so wild? I gotta see some of these pictures, bro. What the hell? People literally do this. If you've been involved in this, let me know because if you've been involved in this, let me know because I can't imagine what this must actually be
Tennessee.
like.
After an elephant named Mary was goaded by an inexperienced innkeeper, she charged and trampled him to death. In reply, the circus took the elephant to nearby Irwin, Tennessee, and hung the elephant with a railway crane.
What?
8.
Texas.
What the fuck?
In 1854, a handful of Kentucky settlers moved out to Texas, creating a small community that would later become Blowout, Texas. In that area was a bat cave with 1,000 bats and a substantial buildup of bat guano, which was full of ammonia and other flammable gases.
Jeez.
One night, lightning struck at the mouth of the cave, igniting a massive explosion of bats and their prospective guano. And that's how their little town got its name.
What the
7.
Utah. In 2001, the town of Laverkin came together in a council meeting and voted on becoming a UN-free zone. Even more bizarre, the council put in the ordinance that United Nations supporters must come forward and put a sign on their lawn or business with the words, UN work conducted here. They also had to file their support with the council and
What
pay
is this?
fees.
6.
That's crazy.
Vermont. While it's not a big deal for most people, if you're visiting Vermont and want to buy alcohol to bring back to your vacation rental or hotel, you might come up empty-handed. Why? Well, unless you're at a bar, Vermont will not sell alcohol to out-of-state licenses.
What?
5.
Virginia. New York isn't the only state with random body parts resting. Stonewall Jackson's amputated left arm is buried in Lacey Family Cemetery in Elwood. For those who don't know, he lost said arm after his own men mistook him for the enemy.
4.
Washington.
What
Raised
the
7
hell?
feet high inside
That's
the trunk of a
sick.
tree on Vashon
That is
Island
insane.
is an old rusty bicycle. Many stories and legends have been spread about it, usually involving a boy in 1910 leaning his bike against the tree and it swallowed up the bike over time. Others just think it's a big hoax. Regardless, it's likely not going anywhere.
It's quite cool though. To
3.
be fair.
West Virginia. Hosted in Pocahontas County, the annual West Virginia Roadkill Cook-Off is a beloved tradition by locals where they can eat squirrel gravy over biscuits, teriyaki marinated bear, or deer sausage. After you get your fill, you can burn it off by running the Possum Trot 5K.
2.
Wisconsin. If you're a fan of trolls, no, not those that grace the comments section, the main street in Mount Horeb is a place you'll want to visit. The Trollway, as it's
That's so
dubbed,
weird.
is lined with hand-carved wooden trolls.
1.
That's so weird.
Wyoming. The jackalope is a hoax. No, it's not. It is. Invented by Wyoming brothers Douglas and Ralph Herrick after they fixed antlers to a jackrabbit and sold the taxidermied animals and the tall tale to anyone who would believe them. The myth spread, of course, and today you can find the largest jackalope in Dubois, Wyoming. Though what you'd want to is anyone's guess. So, once again, what's a weird fact from your state?
Look at this. What the fuck? It's so strange.
Town? Let us know in the comments below, or tweet your answer to us at List25.
Another interesting one for sure, though. Everything is bigger than Texas, including our guano explosions. You remind me of a larger version of Will Wheat. I don't know what that is. The sad moment when you find out the most interesting thing this channel could find about your state is a bunch of corn statues. Well, obviously Bigfoots are smarter than bears. My town has a boat to deliver mail. That's kind of cool. That is kind of cool, actually. Waited 2 minutes 35 seconds just for cockroaches. If I steal Einstein's eyes, I will unlock the Rinnegan. Florida should have its own list. Thank you for another great list. I enjoy this though, honestly. I do really enjoy these videos. And again, let me know what you would like to see in future, like whether it's this kind of stuff or just whatever, because I find it fun. But again, I know there's only a certain amount of times you can react to videos like this before there's no more out there to sort of see and learn. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this one. Until next time, like, subscribe. Peace.